Good evening. Do you smell that? Do you smell that? It's changing, my friends. It's changing. Big time. Big time. Today, when Hunter Biden's plea failed, when they said, wait a minute, hold it, withdraw the plea deal's off, wait a minute, I don't know what's going on. That is a signal that big things are coming. Big things. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about UFOs. We're going to be talking about Mayorkas. We're going to be talking about Bobby Kennedy last night in New York City. We're going to be talking about all this on tonight's version of Lionel Nation Live. My friends, first of all, I always ask you to accept my humble thanks for you being with us and joining us and being a part of our family, our clarity, our conspiratorium, as it were, as we get together and we talk and we rejoice in all that is beautiful. It was a beautiful day today. Let me tell you why. I'm not one to sit here and say, oh, things are going to go great, when I don't believe they are, and things are going to go great. Let me tell you that right now. Number one. So first of all, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell. And also, I want you to do something right now. If you want to luxuriate and live in a world of nice things and pillows and plush, you go to my friends at mypillow.com and you make sure you use promo code Lionel. These are great folks, my friend. And they have been great sponsors of us, and we promote them, and they promote us, and we love them. And I want you to help them as well. And also help yourself to a beautiful night's sleep. Pillows that are so plush, so great, so grand, you will thank yourself. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Whenever there was something that changed, before the Vietnam War, when the Vietnam War went this way, when Nixon went this way, when whatever, something happened before. And the question is, could you see it? Could you feel it? Did you notice what was going on? Did you notice what was happening? So you have to know when to pay attention, how to pay attention. What are you looking for? Don't look for things just because you want things to go well. Don't do that. Don't just look and pretend everything is great when in fact it's not. No. But I'm noticing something. And the first rule of politics, the first rule of physics when it comes to this, is that Hunter Biden and Joe cannot exist like this in a world that their criminality, their behavior, their incredible contempt for law and order, that it goes unabated, undealt with, unanswered. You know it can't. There comes a point when they just run out of. The question is, how long will that happen? Mayorkas cannot continue to refuse to answer questions. He is going down one way or another. They can't hide it anymore. You can try it and then it just wears out. Things die. Momentum dies. People die. Movements die. Revolutions, music, trends, fads, they all die. Things change. Things end. And you've got to know when it happens. And what they did today is they are saying the following. The Democratic Party, the big folks. Let me explain something. The people who run the show could not care less whether kids get puberty blockers, whether you believe in critical race theory, whether CEI or ESG or MOUSA or any of that crap. They don't care about anything. They don't care about gay rights, straight rights, black rights, women's rights, any rights. All they want to do is to destroy, to destabilize, to fractionalize this society. Period. However they do it. Rioting in the street, crime in the street, people fighting, it doesn't matter. Every time somebody loses their mind on a plane, every time somebody dies of fentanyl, every time somebody defecates in the open, every time somebody does another step forward in the complete and total degradation of this country, they are happy. They are here for one reason only: the systematic destruction of our society. And when you have something that is awash in calamity, that's steaming from the burning embers of collapsed buildings and dreams, and then you can move money around, then you can imprison people, then you can grab natural resources. You can't do anything if people are happy and strong and vibrant and awake. You must destroy the will. Then there are people who are so sick, so vile, so beneath contempt that what they do is they love to destroy things. They've always wanted to destroy families. Do you think that the 60s and what was rioting, student reaction, student underground, what am I trying to say? SDS, whether underground, violent. Do you think this was spontaneous? Does anybody here think that student unrest and rioting in the streets and Watts and Newark and DC and do you think all of this just sorta kinda happened? Do you think things are just sorta spontaneous? Hell no. The only thing that you can count on is chaos. Now, granted, it's very easy to get started, very easy to motivate it, very easy to inspire it, but it's always promoted, cajoled, wheedled, aided, abetted by an accomplice society, and that's what we're talking about right now. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen. It's critical. Critical. Everything I'm saying to you is absolutely the God's honest truth. It is true. When Hunter Biden showed up today, and the judge said, "Wait a minute. What about this? Last night, the night before, you've got somebody from Latham, I believe one of the biggest white shoe law firms in the world, is going to do something as chicken shite as having somebody." I can't believe to have a clerk or somebody in litigation services call the clerk's office and say, "Hey, can you move that? What? What? Federal court? What? It doesn't make, it's like, oh my God. If it is true, it shows a brazenness and a sense of we can do whatever we want. So let's put that aside for a moment. Then this guy shows up with his lawyer, his bong-swilling, moondog, cool guy, big shot lawyer, and they come traipsing into court. And all of a sudden the judge, a Trump appointee, says, "Not so fast. Let me see the term. What are the terms of this plea agreement? Are you planning any further charges against him? Do we have double jeopardy issues? Is there immunity issues? And they basically said, "We're not sure if this is it, if this comprises everything. Signal, we're not done yet. Signal, Hunter, it's over. It's over." At the highest level of the Democratic Party, at the highest level of the big money shadow government big shots, there comes a point when they say, "It's over with. We played this. It ran its course. That's it. To give you a quick story, I mentioned it today. When I was a prosecutor, we had this judge. He was great. And he sometimes, every now and then, he would give a sort of a little story or something when he would sentence somebody. And I was new, and my supervisor type guy, the guy who had been there before me, the judge says, I had a dog one time. He goes, here comes the dog story. He's going to pound him. Get ready, stand back, get ready when he falls, when he hears the sentence, because people would just collapse. And he said, I had a dog, my family and I loved that dog, and that dog was so nice to us. We've been with us forever. One day the dog he got kind of old, and he'd soil himself, and he'd make a mess here and make a mess there. We tried everything. We got the little pads. We tried to take him outside. Nothing worked. And we tried to work with him. We take him to the doctor, and we loved that dog, but he kept making a mess. And one day we said, you know what? That's enough. And we got rid of that dog. I don't know how he got rid of him or what he did with it. What did we do with an old dog? But the moral of the story is sometimes you just say to yourself, that's it. You've got big money people saying, I am paying out the nose, and I've got this incompetent, mouth-breathing, geriatric simpleton, this wizened dotard, a man hobbled by decrepitude, walking around and acting like the fool. And I've had it. We've got Corinne Jean-Pierre. I've had it. Mayorkas. I've had it. Carmelita Harris. I've had it. We've had it. We've given it all. It's over. And that son of a bitch, pardon my French, this guy, I'm telling you, you have had it. We are so tired of this. I'm so sick of this Hunter Biden. I'm so sick of this business with the laptop. I'm sick of these pictures of him with the meth pipe and the crack pipe and the hookers and finding out how he squirreled away. You're making us look bad. We have tried to play along, Joe, for the longest time. We can't do it anymore. It's over. Even John McGuire couldn't get hired and says, by the way, I thoroughly enjoyed the dog story. How many times did you hear it? Because you have it down pat. Oh, it was a favorite one. Thank you for that, Johnny. That's for you, my friend. Hand flatulence for you, my brother. So all of a sudden, there's what's his name? There's Hunter. Hunter says, what's going on here? What? Hunter, this doesn't look good. What? They're changing the plea. She's rejecting the plea. What do you mean she's rejecting the plea? We got to enter a plea of not guilty. Why? Deal's off. You got to enter a plea of not guilty. Well, what do you mean? You got to enter a plea of not guilty, because if we don't enter a plea of not guilty, it's over with. So we're going to enter a plea of not guilty. We're going to start investigation. There may be a FARA Act coming up. I don't know what the hell's going on here. This is different. Hunter. This is a different world. Something's not right here. Something's not right. This doesn't make sense anymore. This isn't working. We don't understand how this thing is. How does this work like this? We don't understand it. What's going on? None of our magic is working. None of it. This is the most incredible thing. This is just. And there's Hunter with his lawyers. And it says right here I'm reading about this, Judge Mary Ellen Noreika expressed concerns that Mr. Biden's plea agreement linked tax crimes to resolving felony gun cases. Judge Noreika, an appointee of President Trump, said that she couldn't accept the plea deal in its current form. Following in-court discussions and negotiations the like between, Biden's lawyers and prosecutors and the like, He said, we don't like the framework and the structure of the agreement. On June the 20th, it appears that prosecutors said that Mr. Biden, Hunter, had agreed to some kind of a plea deal where he would plead to intentionally failing to file federal income tax. He received more than $1.5 million in taxable income in 2017 and more than $1.5 million more in 2018, according to an indictment. He was required to pay more than $100,000. He didn't do it. The counts are misdemeanors, and that's about it. And Biden said in late 2020, authorities were investigating his tax affairs. So he said, dude, I'll kind of wrap all this stuff up and I'll put everything together and we'll get rid of this. And then the judge says, oh, no, wait. I'm not so sure about this. I don't know if I like this. What about these other cases? Are there going to be other federal cases? Are you still investigating them? And the prosecutor said, well, we really can't say. What? Signal? Don't be surprised if Hunter finally goes down. And I'm not, I know there's a pun there. This could be it. It starts like that. And Hunter said, what's going on? Hunter, things are over with. We can't work this magic anymore. They're not doing, DOJ's not doing anything. Merrick Garland may have had enough of this. They may be putting on the squeeze on him. Merrick Garland says, look, I've got a legacy. I was considered at one particular point honorable. Now everybody hates my guts. I don't know what the hell's going on here. This is not my idea of how I wanted to end my career. I don't like any of this. I'm supposed to be the good guy. That's one thing. I mean, it's one thing after another. And then you got Bobby Kennedy. And I told you, Mrs. Allen and I last night saw Bobby Kennedy at the Glass House here on 12th Avenue. Right in the middle of Hell's Kitchen. And let me tell you, this guy is more popular than anything you can imagine. And they better get real scared. And he's just as popular with Republicans as he is Democrats. And I didn't see anything, I didn't see any of the Hannity thing, but I would bet you anything, Hannity never let him talk. It was probably one of the worst interviews ever, because nobody lets this guy talk. But that's the way it is. What am I going to do? Hey, nobody asked me my opinion. But this guy's got more people scared. This guy's got more, they're saying, wait a minute, this is nuts. Gavin Newsom's coming in. They're going to get rid of Biden. And when they get rid of Biden, they got to get rid of this slug. And people are tired of it. They're tired of covering up for his mess and cleaning up for this Biden, this Hunter. Hunter's been in it. He's horrible. Horrible. They can't stand him. They hate him. Then they find cocaine, which may or may not have been planted. Who knows? And one of the reasons why they said they couldn't figure it out, whose it was, might be a way of basically pointing fingers at what's his name. If they identified who it was, well, that would put an end to that mystery. But the fact that they said they didn't know kind of sounds like they're saying, we do know, but we don't know how to hide this anymore. Don't you see what's happening? So let's just leave it at that. But if this looks like what it appears to be, what it smells like, it's over for these people. And nobody will cry. Because even the Democrats are saying, what are you doing? And this Mayorkas, they're saying, what are you doing? What is this? We've never seen anybody not answer the damn question. It's pathetic. What are you doing? When they ask you the question, how many people have you deported? Answer the question. You're calling more attention to us, you idiot. You're making it worse. Don't you understand what's happening? Bobby Kennedy's saying, that's not going to happen when I'm president. Do you see? Whose idea was this? You destroyed the borders, you tore it down, you destroyed Trump's masterpiece. And then when you ask a simple question, how many people have you? Hell, lie. Tell them 2 million people. Oh, I made a mistake. It's only 20. I was some zeros. Answer the question. Do you think you're fooling anybody, Mayorkas? Do you? Do you seriously think this? It's done. It's over. It doesn't work anymore. Even Corinne Jean-Pierre she can't do it. She's the only person in the history of any job who never got better doing the job. You can do anything and get better. You can run down, you can walk down the block every day at noon, and before you know it, you're running. You can't help it. Improvement is one of these natural things of life. Except if you're Karine Jean-Pierre, who's an idiot. Carmelita's an idiot. This one's an idiot. It's one idiot after another. And the Democrats are saying, we've had it. Bobby Kennedy just changed everything. And if, you know what? Just like Tucker was the sacrificial lamb for Fox News, Hunter's going to be the sacrificial lamb for the Democrats. See, we got rid of him. Now, let's move along. That's exactly what happened. They could have kept Tucker on. They could have cut his balls off. They could have told him, listen, pal, you're going to do it our way. You got that? And he would have been, he would have turned into Glenn Beck before you know it. But they didn't want that. They wanted his hide, his head on the wall. And that's what they got. And somebody was happy, I guess. I don't know. Now let's talk about something else. And listen to this. I want you to understand this, and I want you to listen to me. And I don't want you to... Just don't say anything. UFOs... EBEs, UAPs, flying saucers, little green men, extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them, are real. They have been here since time immemorial. Stop pretending there's an issue. Stop it. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, and by the way, you notice how Bill Nye, the science guy, he's out of here. You don't even see him anymore. They just said, we can't do anything with it. But that these, I don't know who these are, Michio Kaku, who does this thing where he laughs. Oh, the problem with a particle, what are you laughing at? Have you seen him? And the Higgs boson. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. He does this laugh. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's dying to be cool. He's on every show. He wants to be on there. He wants to be funny, cool, sexy, and he's a gatekeeper. And he is he is intellectually and scientifically disingenuous when he says, oh, there's no evidence for anything. Well, why don't you bring an ashtray? This was the guy who said that the waters would rise so much that they would come up to the arm of the Statue of Liberty in the harbor. Come on. Now, you listen to me. Let's stop pretending there's an issue. UFOs are real. They're here. They've always been here. Now, do you want me to give you their address? Would you like me to sketch what they look like and what their names are and what they eat? I can't help you with that. We can't even tell you what an electron looks like. We can give you kind of an idea, but they're there. There's some things we really can't draw pictures of. We can't put them on a meter. Love, hate, things like that. Let me say this again. I don't think you hear me yet. I don't think you understand this. Today there was testimony. Whistleblowers. Would you stop with everybody's not a whistleblower. We saw if I could show you all of the craft and all of the means of propulsion and travel and appearance and existence, you wouldn't be able to handle it. You wouldn't know what this is. What the hell is this? Because you're used to a little plane with a wing, and it goes like that, and it takes off, and it slows down, and makes a little bank like that. That's what you're used to. I understand it. And when something goes like, Now, if you want to sit around and say, well, maybe that's McDonnell Douglas. Yeah, okay, Sparky. Yeah, okay, sure. You think that's Raytheon? You think that's GE? Go ahead. Terrific. And when they break up into different spheres and then disappear, and when they're going faster than missiles and then stopping on a dime, yeah, you want to think that? You go ahead. But tell me you don't. Tell me you're not driving a car, and tell me you don't have any sharp objects around the house if you believe that crap. That's nonsense. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's nonsense. Nonsense. I'm going to say it again. They're real. They're here. What do you want? How do you contact them? I don't know. I don't know why they don't want to talk to you or why they don't want to talk to us. What difference does that make? And then you can be that weird Stephen Greer. And the reason why they're here is that in 1947, they realized that oh, you know what they're thinking? Who is this guy? You know what they're thinking? They're here to tell us, obviously, we're going to blow ourselves up. You know this? Where the hell do you get this from? Dear God, for the love of God, for the love of God. I'm going to say it again. I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know how to disabuse you of this. Well, we really don't know in Drake's equation. And maybe there might be something out there. I don't know. There's let me see, there's 400 million stars. There's 400 million stars. And 2 trillion galaxies. No, stop this. I don't understand. And here's the best part. Now, I like what the Vatican astronomer said. If they're here, they may not be subject to original sin, meaning Jesus, or God, I don't know about Jesus, God may say, yeah, those are mine too. But nobody had to go to their planet and die on any cross for those people because they're okay. You're the ones. You're the sinners, not them. You've got to ask for permission. You've got to be born again. You've got to go through some step. If you believe the Bible and accepting the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, you've got to do this. If you don't, it's the lake of fire for you, bubbo. You got that? They don't have to go through that. How do you like them apples? They don't kill each other. They don't rape children. They don't do all this stuff. They don't do that. You do that. Oh, and then sit down. Sit down. Wait until those folks, those critters, meet artificial general intelligence. Forget it. Forget it. Boom. Say goodnight, Gracie. We're through. We're through. Once AGI hits anyway. And we live in a country where people are so stupid. They say, hey, there's this thing. See, this guy's name was Oppenheimer. Did you know that? There's a guy, with the bomb. I'm going to go see that movie. My wife's going to go see, Trixie's going to go see Barbie. I'm going to see Oppenheimer. Did you know that? Oppenheimer. You think that's something? By the way, that movie is such... Are you even remotely familiar with all of the glaring inaccuracy? Don't let me ruin your time. You like the movie. Far be it from me to introduce the truth into your fantasy. When AGI gets a hold of extraterrestrial critters and they kind of can talk to each other, oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Oh my God. I don't even know what remember. We were put on this planet to advance along the continuum of development so that we can create artificial intelligence. They've been waiting for us to make them, to unleash them, to release them. This world, what is going to happen is going to blow your mind. And I can't wait. And it's going to transcend so much. And we're going to need thinkers and Imagineers, to borrow that Disney term, You're going to see stuff that's just going to, I mean, it's going to be like nothing you've never even imagined. Who's going to lead us into the 21st, 2nd, and 3rd century? Who's going to do this? Let me give you an example of something. We are, 4.5 billion years? I think the Earth is about 4.5 billion years. That's 4,500 million years. If there was another civilization, another group of people who were 4,501 million years, that's just 1 million years over, they could be more advanced than anything you've ever seen. Now, theoretically, from 1903 to 1969, in 66 years, there was Kitty Hawk to landing on the moon. I know what you're thinking. But let's just use this as an analogy. In 66 years, imagine what 1 million years is going to do. Imagine. And what happens is, wait until you see the ultimate. Imagine a world enslaved by a creation, so to speak, that we unleashed. We're talking about AGI. That basically destroyed us. That imprisoned us. That used us. That just... and then we meet from them later on. Once there's some kind of a collection, we're kind of met by extraterrestrial types and whatever it is. So that's over there. In the meantime, we have a society so putrescent, so fetid, so awful, so putrid, so skank, dank, and horrible that nobody can get their heads and hands and hearts around it. So my friends, get ready. Your mind is going to get blown. And just get ready. What you can do in the meantime is make sure you remain facile and agile, and that your ability to imagine and to conceive and to think remains flexible and labile and and protean and able to handle all of the things that you're going to be dealing with. Because let me tell you something, you just don't understand. It's just going to be and nobody's ready for it yet. That's all I'm going to say. So good news. Good news. I smell the stench, the funk, the fetid, rotten, feculent, gangrenous putrescence of the Biden family once and for all falling apart at the seams. I see the Democratic big money folks in the shadow government types, the ruling class, saying, that's enough. We can't win this if we have this idiot here. We have to pretend we have a degree of respectability, and it's not working. And you know who's still number one in the Republican Party? Trump. You want to just think about something? Trump as a Republican nominee. Bobby Kennedy goes third party. Bobby Kennedy goes third party with with Tucker. That's it. And then we get into this new thing. And then you and I can be a part of destroying this system by coming up with a viable, potent third party. And we meet people. And we reach our hands out to young people in black and white and gay and straight and trans and this, and we say, we've had it. This is our political savior. This is our new party. This is our new faith. We're not liberal or right. We don't have a name. We don't, whatever it is. We're just in a common sense. That's it. That's it. And you will see a tent filled with more people. Listen to what I'm telling you. And if it's not Bobby this time, because I don't know Bobby, man, there's so much backroom stuff. You know, Bobby, Mrs. Ellen and I saw him last night. He's not the most exciting thing in the world. I got news for you. Shmuley Botiach, that's an exciting guy. But him, no. But he's good. He's good. And people like him. You should have seen the Butanedas in the front row. It's like, my God. It's like a trollop convention. It's like, what is this? They're trying to catch his eye. It's like, what? They got groupies? What? It was the weirdest group. We had Hasidim. We had Lubavitchers. We had old and young and hippies and black and Jews and Palestinian, whatever people. And then we had the strumpets, in the front. Oh my God, it was weird. There's something so sad about a woman who's too old to dress like a butaneda. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not good. Now, my friends, give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause, and let me thank you for being here again with us. Let me tell you. Please, please, please like the videos, like this. Like what I do, like it. You've got to like it. You've got to subscribe to it. You've got to tell your friends. Because what we are doing together, it's going to blow people's mind. I keep saying it. It's going to blow your mind. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, 8 a.m., and until then, dear, dear, sweet and wonderful and glorious, loving, beauteous, sumptuous friend with hearts o' gold, I say to you, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.